What up guys, Mad Scientist 7A90 here. This is going to be an in the lab video, or as most of you now who watch these, my basically 3 topic videos where I pick 3 topics, basically dissect them, go through, kind of just pick out things I like and, you know, talk about them. So yeah, this is my 3 topics here. My first topic is Booker T inspired. The only one thing that anyone seems to care about that Booker T is doing now is the Fave 5. The Fave 5, daddy. I don't know why I said daddy there. I sound like Bill Alfonso. I'm not really quite sure what Booker T says. He kind of just mumbles. The only thing I ever hear from him is Fave 5, yeah, D Bryan, that's my boy, D Bryan. It's the only thing I ever hear. So a lot of people are doing this Fave 5 here. I've had a couple people ask me about it. So I decided I'd do mine. Coming in number 5. I didn't want to just pick one of these guys. I like one more than the other, but I think as a team, these guys are doing great things right now. I'm really digging everything they're doing, and that's Bad Intentions. Giant Bernard and Carl Anderson over in New Japan. These guys are actually the IWGP tag champions, and then also the GHC tag champions in Noah as well. So they have both tag titles. You know, since the Kings are not together anymore, they're not doing anything. Claudio's signed. Hero's doing whatever Hero's doing. Nobody seems to know. These guys are obviously the best tag team in the world. To me, I don't know about anybody else, but to me, these guys are the best tag team in the world. I think, honestly, Giant Bernard is one of the best big man. He might just be the best big man in the business right now. When I mean big man, I mean like Mark Henry, Big Show, you know, Mason Ryan, you know, Ezekiel Jackson. I'm not going to put Samoa Joe or Cena or any of those guys in this category. This is big man type. And then Carl Anderson, who also feels like is an underrated talent. So I mean, this tag team here, I really am digging this tag team, and I've watched a lot of their stuff on YouTube. I really like them, and that's why they get my 5 spot. Number 4 is Kevin Steen. You know, I haven't seen a lot of his actual wrestling, a lot of his matches this year. I haven't had the money to you know, buy a lot of the, you know, other shows he's been on, but I did just order 4 PWG shows, which actually makes sense for him being in my number 4 spot. I actually ordered the All-Star Weekend shows, PWG 8, and then also the Battle Los Angeles that just happened. So I'm definitely going to catch up on my Kevin Steen, but just alone off his promos and the stuff he does at the Ring of Honor pay-per-views and coming in and doing that kind of stuff, that stuff alone got him my number 4 spot. So big ups to Kevin Steen. I'm digging his stuff right now, and I can't wait to see some of his actual matches. But number 3 is A-Double Austin Aries. One of the shining spots in Impact Wrestling for me right now is Austin Aries A-Double. I loved him when he did this whole gimmick in Ring of Honor. I love it now in TNA Impact. So I mean, you know, everything he's doing, I'm glad they're letting him run with the X Division, doing this, doing that. I think it's great. I love the character. I love the promos. I love everything they do. One of my favorite guys right now. Number 2, Dean Ambrose, or John Moxley, as a lot of people know him. I loved his series he had with Seth Rollins. You can call me a mark for Moxley or Dean Ambrose or whatever if you want, but I need to go back and rewatch his match with Seth Rollins, the 3rd one. It might possibly be my match of the year. I have it on my list lower down, but I want to rewatch it and make sure it may be my match of the year right now. I loved that match. I am a huge Moxley fan. I like Seth Rollins as well. The fact that it's on FCW and the fact that how good it was, it was great. And for that feud alone, for him just being there and just doing this feud alone, has made him in my number 2 spot. Great stuff. Like I said, if you haven't seen this match, please take the time to see it. It's absolutely great. And then my number 1 spot is for Bobby Roode. You know, I've been a big Bobby Roode supporter for a while now. I loved him when the whole thing with Beer Money, the whole time they've been teaming. I thought it was great. I think Beer Money is up high, way ahead of America's Most Wanted. Some people would disagree, but I think that this tag team was better. I think their chemistry, I mean, I don't know if you consider the chemistry better, but I enjoyed the matches that they had were better. I don't know, I just like Beer Money as a total better than AMW. But Bobby Roode getting his push now against Kurt Angle, Bound for Glory. No doubt in my mind he's not, you know, there's no doubt in my mind he's going to lose. Lose. He's going to win this match against Kurt Angle. He's definitely going to win. Going to the next stage in Impact Wrestling. He definitely gets my number 1 spot right now, doing a lot of great things. I'm really digging it. So he gets my number 1 spot. I'm going to do an update on these. Once a month I'll do one, fill it in, you know, in one of my slots for these in the lab videos. But that was definitely my first Fave 5. Next topic, topic 2. is I'm going to combine both these together, the Sheamus / Mark Henry push. Sheamus getting a big push, Mark Henry getting a big push. I'll talk about Sheamus first here. Sheamus getting this big push that he's getting right now. It shows if you've seen Raw this week. Him being out there with Cena and Punk and Triple H, the top dogs of the company, and him being out there as well. It doesn't look right at first, but I think Vince has a real hard-on for Sheamus. Really like Sheamus, and digging what he's doing right now. I personally like Sheamus as a face way more than I liked him as a heel. I don't know why, but I actually like Sheamus as a face over being a heel. Someone would disagree, but I like this push that they're giving him. I think it's good to establish main eventers. I think Sheamus is a main eventer now. I didn't think he was a main eventer last year. I didn't think I feel like he's at that main event level. I think him against somebody who's a heel, to me, would interest me. I like Sheamus right now. I think this push is good. I don't want him to go overboard with it and make it like to where like Cena, where nobody can beat him. But obviously he seems to be getting the pins on everybody. He seems to be burying people. I'm digging it. I like Sheamus as a face. I don't know if anybody else out there does, but I personally do. And then we have the Mark Henry push. A lot of people are really liking this. Nobody liked this a couple years ago when he tried to do it with The Undertaker when he was getting his push then. Now, for whatever reason, everyone loves this push. His character and the things that he's doing right now, yeah, I'll agree, is one of the most intriguing things they're doing right now in the WWE. But not by no means are his matches that great. I know there's some people out there that feel like his matches are the quality of his matches are pretty good, but I just don't feel like, what is he telling a story? I'm not big on his matches, like they're great or anything. I thought his match against Orton at Night of Champions was okay. It was not super great. But his match at Hell in a Cell was, good. It's good for being Mark Henry. You can say that. It's just like, it's a good match for Mark Henry. It's not a good match as a whole. That's the way I feel. This push for Mark Henry, I think it's good. I think it's helping. But that's just like saying, as well, this women's match is good because it's just women. You know what I mean? Or this, specific match is good because this guy or this or that. As a whole, you wouldn't say, unless it is really good, this specific women match is good. As a total, you would just say, this is women. This is pretty good for a women's match. I'll give it a little bit of a higher rating because it's women. Yeah, it's whatever. But a lot of people seem to really like Mark Henry right now. I'm in the middle range. I'm enjoying his character, his development of his character. His matches, so. I don't see what's so great about his matches. But, him being champion is something different, and I am digging it. I am not digging this match he's going to have with Big Show at Vengeance, but that's just me. So that right there was my Sheamus / Mark Henry push, how I feel about those. Like I said, like what they're doing with Sheamus. I like what they're doing with Mark Henry as well, but I'm not for his match quality. I don't think it's as great as everyone seems to throw it out there. Oh, it's so fabulous. It's just okay to me personally. And this last thing I'm going to do here is, a lot of people are pissed off at certain people not getting pushed or getting used. There's a lot of people that are upset at what they're doing with John Morrison in WWE. There's people that are upset with what's going on with Samoa Joe and TNA. I like John Morrison. I like what he does. I think he deserves some sort of push. Same thing with Joe. I think he deserves more of a push or a better spot on the roster than where he is. But the one thing, and I'm going to go on a rant here. This is a rant, me personally, is I really like this guy. And when you talk about in professional wrestling, there not being a lot of characters. There's not a lot of characters in wrestling anymore. It's just nobody has the it character factor. And that, to me, the one guy who is not getting pushed right now that I really like and I think deserves a better spot, and that's the Pope, D'Angelo Dinero. I don't get it. I personally just don't get it. Is it they just do not care about him? Or what is it? I don't understand. Is it Eric Bischoff doesn't like him? Is it this? Is it that? Is it Pope not wanting to? I don't know what it is. But if I was booking that company, I love what they're doing with Bobby Roode right now, but this guy would be upper mid-card level, possibly main event by now. His character is so over to me, heel or face. I think he's a better heel. I think he comes off better as a heel. But I dig his character. I think his character and his catchphrases and the way he talks, it's character driven as a wrestler. You don't have a lot of that. You don't have a lot of that in TNA. You know, I just feel like if I was booking that company, I would do something with this guy. I mean, you know, it just pains me more than Joe, because I know, because Joe's had his chance. You know, Joe's one of those guys that, you know, back in '07 and all that, he had his world title run and all that crap and the stuff that he did, and it was good. It was fun. He had that whole thing he did with Kurt Angle and all that. That was great. And he's not doing it now, which I would love to see him be pushed more. But this guy's not even got a chance to really, like, you know, shine in a main event level. I mean, I know he had that whole thing where he won that tournament and went on and did all his stuff. Whoever was booking then should book now. Obviously, you know, I don't know. Me personally, the Pope D'Angelo Dinero is one of my favorite guys. I want to sit here and, you know, on the next Fave 5 and have him be put in that list. You know, alongside, you know, a guy like Chris Hero. These two guys are two of my favorite wrestlers for specific reasons. And specific reasons, you know, even though they're not doing anything now, I can't put them in a Fave 5 because they're not doing anything. You know what I mean? I just like them because I like them. I just can't stand it. I can't stand the fact that D'Angelo Dinero is not being used on television. I think he's a great on-TV character. I don't know what it is. That's just me personal, you know, my personal opinion on it. You know, let me know what you guys think. Man, I would really be into TNA more if, you know, if they used him a little bit more. And teaming him with Devon is okay, but it's just not what I want to see. I want to see him in a singles role. I want to see him in a mid-card. I want them to really care about a mid-card title. Yeah, they're doing the X Division, but I want them to care about the TV title. Put the TV title on Pope. Pope is great for television. I think he's a great character. He can get people to hate him. He can get people to like him. He can. It's just, that's the way it is. For television, have this guy defend the title on TV against other good. Just make him just the television champion. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking him, you know, to throw the world at him and make him your champion and let him reign for 2 years. That's what I'm not asking. I'm just asking him to be used in a good, decent, like, I would love for him to be used in a Cody Rhodes position. That upper mid-card level, you know, against, like, you know, Cody Rhodes is going to be feuding with Randy Orton. Have Pope feud with, like, just AJ Styles or something like that, who's, you know, doing this thing with Daniels, but somewhere along the lines do that, you know, with AJ, or feud with another guy who's of that upper, you know, oh man, it just bothers me. I'm not a screamer, I'm not a, you know, I don't get mad, but to me, more than Joe, more than Morrison not being used, the Pope D'Angelo Dinero is one of my favorite guys. And the fact that I don't get to see him on television, the fact that he doesn't get used, it just pains me because I think he's a very good character. Characters are missing in today's mainstream wrestling. That's just that. There's no great characters. That's why I like guys like Dean Ambrose. That's why I like guys like CM Punk and the Pope. I like those guys because not only are they good wrestlers, they play characters. They you know, they sell themselves as, you know, being this and being that. And I love that. I love seeing, you know, that kind of thing in wrestling. You know, I love seeing, you know, the actual wrestling, you know, of a Daniel Bryan or a Kurt Angle. But, you know, I love the characters that are created, you know, the guys who have catchphrases and, you know, come out and have, I'm not talking 1980s, you know, big goofy character type like that. Just interesting characters that you can build a story around their character, not create a storyline to be woven in. You know, a lot of people understand what I'm saying. You know, I don't have to go into detail about it more than, you know, what I am now, but just characters in general. I may do a video just about wrestling characters here soon. More of a, you know, picking and choosing people who I think are good characters and all this and all that over, you know, certain stuff. You know, it's just more going into detail. But this is just the rant I want to do on Pope. It pains me, you know, more than anything to not see him be used. So, like I said, you know, leave some comments. Let me know what you guys think. And thanks for watching, guys. And subscribe.